What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, Anderson, and welcome to another update video. I've officially been enjoying my first day off of work. It's summertime officially now, so I'm excited. I got so much free time now to be able to work on the cars. I really just want to jump into all of them, get them dialed in, and get them set so we can have as much fun as possible this summer with the cars, driving the cars, experiencing the cars. So that said, I've been working on a few projects with CLK55. I want to finish them up tonight, so I'm going to conclude you guys with that. If you've seen the last updates on the C55 video, by the way, the nuke fuel rails are in. I'm so happy with this thing. The C55 is sitting pretty right now. Got some more projects coming up on it, but for now, this thing is going to take our focus. So we got a little project I just did, by the way. Sprayed the hood black. Not perfect, but it's way better than it was before. I deleted the hood pad, I guess you could say, or ditched it. I just am not a fan of them. They get so old and dried out. I feel like they're more of a hazard than anything. Just in case they were ever to combust or anything like that, it just wouldn't be good. So I always delete them on all the cars. I think the only ones that still have it are the ML63 and the C36. So that sprayed black. This can come off now and kind of reveal where we've been at and what we're doing. The valve covers are still off. I'm planning on getting those on. And then we have some wiring left to do, some routing, and besides that, once we get the wiring done, valve covers back on, surge tanks are coming back from powder coating next week, then the engine bay side of stuff is pretty much done. The last little thing I want to do is check spark plugs, which it's pretty easy to do, so I'll do that for sure. But as soon as we can get this all done, then we can focus on the battery, then the fuel pump assembly, and then wiring up our Z-Tronics kit. So I think right now what I want to do is take some time, go through all of this. Oh my god! Oh my god! Did I just touch that thing? Holy crap! Oh my goodness gracious, where the heck did you even come from? God dang, bro. Wow. Well, where we live has a lot of spiders, and our house has had a lot of spiders in it recently, and well, it looks like this guy has made a whole web and a whole house for himself. Jesus criminy, man. Bro, I just picked up the towel to try to flick him off, and of course, he freaking slid off the towel as I was throwing it. Come on, man, I don't like killing things. Just get out of here, bro. Alright guys, well, got him out, had to extract him. Was as gentle as I could, grabbed onto one of his little legs. He is now living over there. Please make your home. Yeah, that's one thing about me, guys. I don't like killing things, even little bugs and stuff, so spiders especially, you know. They're beings just like us. Call me a hippie, call me whatever you want, but I don't know, I just don't like killing stuff, so, you know, had to let him free. But anyways, we can continue on now. Scared the crap out of me, man. I think I touched it, man. We got to go back and slow-mo that clip. But anyways, I think now what I would like to do is vacuum everything out of here. And then we will start on our wiring. Alright guys, got the secret weapon. Let's freaking vacuum this place out. Alright guys, checking back a little while later. Just finished up making that connector right here, so I can unplug that and plug it whenever need be. I did put the nylon braiding on it. Laying down here. So I nylon braided this section, double check the tape, sorry it's hard for you guys to see, and then nylon braided that wire that's going over there with the connector. So besides that, I mean, the wiring is all complete now, but there's still a lot that I want to clean up. Like this whole section here still has a lot of pieces that are just way longer than they need to be, so I want to shorten it up to make it just easier to decipher what's going on, especially like this purple wire is gigantic, and a few other ones are super long. So there was one or two wires that, like this one, I don't know where this was supposed to go to, or if this is just never to anything, but it seems weird that they made a connector for it to not go to anything. So I would like to try to figure that out. And then besides that, I don't think there was any other ones that led to nothing. shippy, sorry, but yeah, this one is what I'm talking about. Yeah, so a couple of these, like I want to put the nylon braiding on some of these. I still don't know exactly what these are going to, so I'll have to find out once I'm underneath the car and seeing if those are wrapping around. I'm curious if, like, you know, one of these is one of the things that's being wrapped around somewhere in the engine bay. There is a ground that was on the valve cover. I don't know if that's factory or not, but yeah, just more of the same, kind of spelunking through, cleaning things up. And once I'm happy with this, I'll put the valance back on, or the cowl back on, and we'll be done with this part. I did put the new black negative cable on, so button that up to the bumper bolt, so that's ready to go. I'm leaving all the other battery stuff in here for now for when I get to it. Cleaned up the battery tray, got that all scrubbed off, so now I'm going to hit it with some rust converter and then some paint, and that should be good to go. And then yeah, it's just wiring right now. Alright guys, well, we're closing up shop here in a little bit, but wanted to fill you guys in with the last few updates. Just been taking care of shortening a few of those lines, like I said, and I was just looking at this port again that I noticed earlier, that metal line right there coming out of the supercharger, and then it connects right to here. It was capped off, and I noticed the charcoal canister, little evap canister, was also capped off, but not very well. And this car was throwing some vacuum leaks. That could be from a number of things, so we'll have to keep an eye on it once we keep going with this whole project, but definitely should have that connected. So I'm going to go to the pick and pull tomorrow morning, and I'll see, hopefully some of these parts will be around that I'll be able to snag, and if not, I can always make my own line, to be honest. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that, and just get these things sorted. It's same game we've been playing, so I feel like I'm being repetitive with you guys, but yeah, it's just, there's a lot of the same to take care of on this car, and gotta do it. There's no way around it. All right, you guys, on my way now to go pick up the surge tanks. I just got done with powder coating. It's actually early. They called me out of nowhere. I was just there this morning because I was dropping off, or was gonna drop off, the M104 valve cover, but I ended up taking it to a vapor blaster instead. Anyways, I'll update you guys about that in a little later video, but yeah, surge tanks are ready, so let's go pick them up, see what they look like. All right, you guys, you ready to see them? Sheesh. All right, so truth be told, they look fantastic. Very happy with the color. I'm happy with my decision to cover the lettering versus exposed. There's a few things I'm not exactly thrilled about, and I will tell you guys now. So, number one, and they did warn me about this before, so I'm not like throwing shade or anything. It's just, you know, is what it is. The inside of them, if you can see, still has quite a bit of crud in there, and they did tell me that because they were putting in a tank, you know, a chemical strip tank that sees all kinds of stuff, wheels and everything, they're gonna get a lot of crud in them, and I'm gonna have to be really thorough with rinsing them out, etc., which I'm fine with. I'm gonna try, and then I'll update you guys, and whatever could change. But I just thought that they would have done a better job of like washing that out before they baked them, because some of that stuff is like baked in right now. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna see what the pressure washer does, like aiming it inside of there. I'm not gonna pressure wash on the powder coating right now, even though it shouldn't hurt it, but I'm gonna do my best to hose it out in there, see what it looks like, and then if I need to, I can let like some degreaser sit in there and spray it out afterwards, and I'll just see. So that part, like I said, not thrilled about, just because I want them to be like ready to go right now. But hopefully it won't take me too much elbow greaser time to get them clean inside and yeah, just taken care of. So I will do that, and hopefully within a day or so these should be ready to go back on. I'll go get the other one for you guys. But as far as like the color, very happy with it. They look really cool. It's kind of exactly what I was looking for. I wanted like a darker gunmetal gray essentially. That's pretty much what I got here. So I'm good with that part. And once I get them cleaned out properly, obviously, it will be good to go. And I'll be much happier with it than the blue. Kind of puts my touch on the build now, along with those. So let's put these next to each other. So that's what we're going to be seeing in the engine bay. And it almost does look, it looks close to like black on camera, but it's very close to the gray of the carpets in person actually. And by the way, those are my original C55 floor mats. I'm going to be cleaning those up and posting them for sale soon, so if anyone's interested, hit me up. But yeah, nice little silver and gray action. So all in all, in retrospect guys, I would have gone about this process a lot differently. Wouldn't have, first off, spent all the time trying to like strip the old powder coating off of these, but whatever, living to learn. It's my first time I've ever had anything powder coated, and the DIYer in me is kind of, I'm happy with it. I think if I had like a part that was ready to go clean, I would have been happier, but because these were pretty nasty inside, kind of gave them a tough canvas to work with. So all in all, I'd say that considered, it's pretty good. But you know, like as DIY as I am, as much money as I save on everything, I kind of figured like, okay, it's okay to spend the money on this to have somebody professionally do it. But I don't know, with how good the valve covers turned out on both of these, it's kind of told me that for the valve cover on the C36, I'm just gonna do it myself. I'll use an epoxy paint and or at very least an epoxy what's called clear coat and primer, and then I can paint it whatever color I want to. But yeah, I'm not throwing flack, anything like that. They work with what I had. They told me ahead of time it's gonna be that stuff. But yeah, just a DIYer in me, I think I'm better off painting my own stuff in most cases. There's still the oddball, you know, stuff like this where I just didn't want to, but even like with the hood paint on the E420, like I'll do it myself. I'll figure it out. So yeah, that's it. I will catch you guys in a little while once we get to cleaning these off. Hopefully it's you know, doesn't take too much elbow grease, and we'll jump over back to that thing. I know I still need to put the stock drive pulleys back on, and then I'll show you guys what's going on with the tensioner setup and what's kind of tricky about it. So see you soon. Well guys, what are we up to now? Alright, well, this is the Wistek 180mm crank pulley, the front half at least. The reason I have this off, and it was kind of a pain to get off, not too bad to be honest, but a tight squeeze of course. The reason I have it off though is because the tensioner that is on here right now, if you guys are familiar, and I might have to pop up some images on screen, but they use a 17mm basically like fixed carved out nut into the actual housing on the tensioner. Actually, I can show you a lot easier what I'm talking about over here. So this is an old style tensioner right here, and so on the one that's on the car right now and all the updated ones, there's a 17mm nut right here that's basically molded into this housing. On these old styles, you actually use an inverted Torx to turn it and release tension on the belt. This is what I need to run on here. Unfortunately, this one is not in the best shape. The pulley at least, I think the tensioner is still good, so I do plan to try to swap what I have over if it's gonna work. But basically, it's a design flaw on Wisetek's part, is if you have this installed, the 17mm is half hidden behind the back of the pulley here. So you can't release tension on the belt without undoing this. So yeah, it's not the worst, it's not the end of the world, but a bit annoying every time you have to mess around with the drive belt. You would need to take this off. So I'm kind of torn right now of what I'm going to do, if I'm just going to leave it as is for the time being and then throw on the other one later. I kind of feel like it's silly to throw the other one on there just because it is old. That other one was on the ML55, but it was throwing belts when it was on. Well, at least it threw the belt once, and I think it's because the pulley itself is damaged. It has a little crease in it in one spot, but I would hate to put a tensioner on here that isn't holding great tension anymore, because the one that's on here right now, the belt tension feels fantastic. So I think what I may do, just because of time's sake and not wanting to try to get the tensioner off with the limited space we have in here, I think I'm just going to release drive belt tension. My whole idea, or reason why I'm in here right now, is because I want to change out the pulleys here. At very least, change out the bolt to the OEM bolt again, because I don't want this bracket on here. I'm not going to be running a belt wrap kit, so I don't want this bracket on here. I don't want to just hang it in front of everything. It's just asking for trouble. So that's the whole reason why I'm removing it. And yeah, I think in this case, these 3 bolts, even though they are kind of a pain, they may be easier to get to than taking the tensioner off right now. And we have so much other work to do on the car that I just don't want to get into a rabbit hole right now. I'm already into a rabbit hole with so many other things on the car that I would rather just have this off, might as well release the tension, adjust what I need to, put it back how it was. So the bolts that came on this thing are in here, and they're ARP hardware, and they're actually standard 3/8 bolts. So very good hardware. So I was planning, actually, when I saw them, I was like, oh, I'm going to change those out for something more standard, but these are about as standard as they get, and it's ARP, so I will leave those as is. The torque spec is about 25 Newton meters. I took out the little grommets and retainers so that the fan can move forward quite a bit, so that gives me a little more work room. But yeah, now I just need to release tension on the drive belt. I will just slip it off this section here. Actually, that might be tricky because of this, so we'll see, but I'll update you guys. Alright guys, that assembly is out, and there is our drive belt sitting there. Tensioner is sitting loose, so we're good. 17mm still on it, ready to go back on once I get this scenario figured out. Alright guys, well, I messed around with this for a while, but I think what I'm going to do is make a hardware store run later. I'm going to pick up a bolt like this because this is a Torx head bolt, and with the way the fan is, I can get the Torx on it, yes, but then I have to use like a wrench on the Torx head to actually tighten it down. It's just going to be stupid. So if I get a regular bolt head, hex head on there, or 12-sided head, then I can get my skinny wrench in there with a socket on it, no problem. So I'm going to go ahead, remove this. I got it figured out though. I used a couple Nordlock washers, so I'll be able to kind of differentiate using that and find out what length bolt I need. I'll get a couple different lengths just so I find something that feels exactly right. And yeah, we can get this set back up in the morning tomorrow. So other things I got to do, all that wiring is good, so I need to, like I said, tape and nylon braid everything up. Once I get this settled, probably do the valve covers, put them back on. I did get the surge tanks back like you guys saw. Update on that, by the way, while I was cleaning them yesterday. I mean, I'll be honest guys, I'm more disappointed than I was when I picked them up, just because, like, you know, yes, they warned me ahead of time that there was going to be crud left over in there, but they just, I mean, they did not wash them out after they dunked them. And if they would have just washed it out thoroughly before baking it with the powder coating on it, then it wouldn't be such a pain to get all that crap off. So I have one of them pretty much majority cleaned out. The other one I haven't touched yet, just because so much other stuff to tackle right now. I don't feel like scrubbing. I was literally like cutting up my hands yesterday trying to get into all the nooks and crannies to clean them up, and it's just, yeah, it just didn't feel good as a DIYer who rarely goes to people and rarely puts my trust into shops to try again. And it's so many times I've been burned now, so I don't know why I still try. But for something like this, you know, I don't have a powder coating station. I don't know anybody directly who powder coats, so I just tried to go to a place that seemed like they had a good thing going. And yeah, powder coating job is okay, but the cleanup is way more than what they kind of led me on with to believe. So that part, not super happy with. Overall, I'll make them work. It's what I always do, but it's just frustrating. So I think I'm tired and done for tonight on that thing. I gotta get the hardware anyways to finish it up, so I'm gonna close up shop over there. I need to wash the MO63 and my mother-in-law's Echo. Told her I'll wash it, so try to get these cars cleaned up. This thing is going to be for sale officially, guys. So I know a few people had emailed me and messaged me on the latest video, or whenever I first said that, with interest. So again, I'm selling it. Anyone who knows directly of the car, not just like someone out in the random public, someone that knows directly the channel, the car, I will sell it for $12K as is, the way it is, good shape, good condition, everything's ready to go. We tried to bulletproof it. Obviously you guys have seen over the videos on it, and it's been great, but it's just not something we need. And we're trying to downsize to make a few other moves. So this and this, they are gonna be for sale. This one's going first, see how we feel, and then we'll start thinking about that. But $12K, if you guys are interested, that's what it is. Besides that, I'll catch you guys in the morning. Alright guys, it's the next day. Gonna dive into this thing soon. I gotta run over to hardware store, pick up that bolt. Also gotta pick up some paint for the C36 valve cover. Just got a special package from Nuke. I'm excited to see what's in here. Let's see. Alright you guys, didn't open it up yet, just cut it open. Let's see what we got inside. Oh yes, I already see my favorite candies again. Heck yeah. Dang, they hooked it up. Wow, thank you, Nuke. Dang, I'm excited to eat the candies. I've actually been trying to not eat sugar, but I might break that for this. Okay, we got, oh nice, fuel pressure gauge. They sent one of those out. Got a hat, you know I'm rocking that. This is dope. Thank you, love that. Definitely rocking this one. You guys see me wearing that in the videos all the time now. Got a little bit of grease, lubrication for the seals. Got some knife thread seal tape, always need some of that. And then here are the fittings. These are the magic fittings that they have. These are the M14 by 1.5 ISO flare to the AN8. They weren't sure if I was going to use AN8 or what's it called, 6. So they did them to 8. They will be making them to both 8 and 6, I'm guessing, for you guys. But we got, oh nice, this is a fitting for the fuel pressure gauge. So, maybe I should run a AN8 line. Or I can just do this and adapt it down to the 6. We'll probably just do that for this time, but yeah, in future, could run both, either one. So, also got a shirt in here. Oh, damn, dude. This is so dope. Thank you guys so much, man. This is awesome. Yo, guys, dare I say this hat might be a perfect fit. Man, this is really the pick-me-up I needed right now. Thank you so much, Nuke. Getting this, the shirt, everything, and the new stuff to help out the fuel rail setup on not only this car, but the CLK55 as well. So cool, man. I'm so thankful to be working with Nuke. Oh, we gotta check out this fuel pressure gauge, by the way. Let's check check this out. Ooh, this looks nice. Oh, that's a... Huh. That's a fuel level gauge. I wonder if they sent that by accident. So yeah, they probably sent this one by accident, but who knows, maybe it'll come in handy for a future project. Super sick. So yeah, I'm just reading the instructions, but I do really want to, and I told them that I really want to set up a custom fuel setup, like, you know, maybe a cell or some type of, you know, custom setup, maybe in the C55, and maybe later on once I figure it out on the C55, on the CLK55. So I would like to bypass, you guys know, all of this that's going to be going on with the CLK55, and I think Nuke would obviously be the perfect people to help out with that. So hopefully later on down the line we can get a custom setup, and we'll give you guys something that you can eyeball to replicate and make your own. And I got to tell you guys, I'm Swedish myself, and I feel like I'm a little more Swedish now that I got help out from Nuke. Such an awesome Swedish company. So again, thank you guys so much. That's so cool, man. It made my day. So appreciate you guys. Much love. With that little piece of excitement there and my new clothes for the day, I'm gonna go ahead, head over to the hardware store, pick up that bolt, and we can start getting this thing a little further along. All right guys, what's going on? This is the next day. I'm ready to continue working the engine bay of the CLK55, and I would like, I feel like I've said this 1,000 times, but I need to finish the battery in the trunk, because that way the back half of the car is done. Engine bay can hopefully be done soon. Just waiting on me finishing up the cleaning on those surge tanks, and then that way the next thing to jump into will be the fuel setup. I do have kind of a big opportunity, or a big spotlight on the cars coming soon, so I really have a week, and if I can get this car up and running before then, it seemed kind of crazy, but it is possible. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna give it my best shot. Enough talking, let's go ahead into the engine bay. All right, you guys, so I was back and forth yesterday about what is the correct torque spec for the double idler pulley. Sorry, it's super sunny right now, giving kind of a weird light, but the idler pulley right here, I was looking online and the only thing I saw said 68 Newton meters, and I was like, that cannot be right. That is crazy. So I posted on my Instagram story asking for some help. Anyone know for sure what's a double idler on M113K? And sure enough, even according to WIS, the instruction manual for, you know, techs, it is indeed 68 Newton meters. So I just torqued it down. It's 50 foot-pounds, like 50.14 or something foot-pounds, and yeah, torqued up no problem. I did use the a hex head stainless steel bolt on it with a washer, so that's just, so I had a new bolt and also wanted to use a hex head so it's easier to get on with short sockets. I have this one right now for the belt tensioner, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the dry belt tension back on. I'm not gonna do the tensioner change out right now, guys. I think that it's just gonna be one of the things on this setup I'm gonna have to live with for now. When I want to take off the dry belt, I'm going to have to take off that front crank pulley. WiseTech does sell the stock size crank pulley that I could, you know, put onto here. So that could be something in the future, but for the time being, for now, I'm not going to mess with pulling off the tensioner, especially because it does have an aftermarket pulley, and those old style ones are really hard to find. The only idea I had that could make this work is like if I found a threaded, you know, rod that could go into there, and then use a nut to torque down the pulley, and somehow like weld the stud in or something so that I could twist on that like an Allen head stud or something. But I'm not going to go through all that right now, you guys. There's so much other stuff to go on the car. The dry belts, you know, knock on wood obviously, but should be fine. And if it ever threw a dry belt for whatever reason, I know how to take care of it. It's not exactly the easiest, like, side of the road repair, but you know, you can get to them. So I'll be sure to carry a 3/8 SAE socket with me, and you know, the tools in the car that I need to do the dry belts just in case. But yeah, fingers crossed, should be good. At least I know how it works and know the setup. It's just kind of a design flaw on WiseTech's part. So continue. All right, guys, dry belt is back on. Tension is good. And yeah, same routing as normal M113, M112. So we will move on, putting the crank pulley back on and getting our supercharger. Getting our supercharger belt back on. Alright, you guys, we are down to the last bolt here coming up for the crank pulley. Sorry, it's blurred right now, but there we go. Yeah, one more bolt to go. I haven't tightened them down yet. I'm just making them kind of hand tight right now. I've talked about this tool before, guys, but I cannot recommend this thing enough. It has saved the day so many times for all of the cars at this point. If you got a Mercedes with a V8 stuffed into it, especially, you need something that saves space. Every little bit counts, you guys know. Working in the front of the engine, sides of the engine, etc. And even on the C36, this thing has saved the day. So yeah, go cop this tool. I'm not sponsored by Harbor Freight, of course, by any means, but 30 bucks, this tool has literally saved me so much headache and time. So yeah, go get one. Double-sided, 3/8 and a quarter, swivel, you know, flexing, all this stuff. It's just too good. All right, guys, well, I got that one spark plug cleaned up. Just sprayed it off with some electronic cleaner, some rubbing alcohol, wiped it down, got it nice and clean. So that's what I'll plan to do with all of them. I'm not gonna order new spark plugs right now just because I'm trying to save some costs where I can on this car so far. As long as the rest of them look similar to that, then we'll be good. I do need to check what the gap is supposed to be rated, so I have it just sitting in there right now. I don't have it torqued down or anything like that. And then I got to de-electric grease all the boots because it makes life way easier with these spark plug boots because they can be really hard to get on if you do not grease the boots. We've talked about this many times before, but yeah, I will do everything properly, all of it. It's just the proper way to do this right now. I have everything here. It would be kind of foolish of me not to check all the spark plugs and just throw on the valve covers. So we'll leave it there. I'm taking the little man swimming right now, so I will be back to this when I can. Hey, bug on the anyways. Yeah, so I will be back to this later on. The plan is I'll try to get as much as I can done tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'll try to wake up early to throw in some more stuff before I put this video out. Today is wait, I still have one day. Okay, never mind, guys, it's Saturday, we got Sunday. This video is coming out Monday, so I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Oh, also, I think I mentioned in this video, but yeah, wiring is ready to get wrapped up and put it back together. That can be all sealed down. Cowl can go back on. I got the confirmation from Josh. I'm pretty sure I told you guys. So yeah, that can be put back together. Once I get all the spark plugs cleaned, torqued down, degreased, all that, or de-electric greased, those can go back in. Valve covers can go on. I got the surge tanks, so just need to clean the one and we can put those back on. So hopefully, I've said that so many times, it's getting repetitive. This side of things will be done shortly. Oh, that reminds me. Also, guys, I ordered a Tool fuel injector tester, flow tester, cleaner, etc. I'm gonna be offering that for, like, I don't know, some type of service once I get the hang of it. For you guys, for other people, you can mail in your injectors. People locally can come by, bring them by. Once I figure it out, I just feel like it'd be a good little side thing to do. And I have so many cars that it's gonna be worthwhile to have my own injector cleaner tester. So because we're running the $50 eBay injectors, I'm going to actually pull the rail out before I do anything. So maybe we'll wait a while to put the surge tanks back on. I want to get that tester first, get these things flow tested, and just verify that they're in good working order. And that way it can give us kind of the stamp of approval, bold seal of confidence for them. And then, you know, every 5,000 miles, 10,000 miles, we can test them again to make sure they're holding proper pressure, flow rate, etc. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that before I forget. All right, you guys, and just like that, I am back. It's the next day. Just got done with a little birthday lunch with my cousin. Shout out to Moni. But yeah, we are diving back in. I think I was debating back and forth what I want to do right now, either finish up the wiring or spark plugs. I think I'm just going to get the spark plugs out of the way, and the wiring is pretty easy. It's just time consuming. Spark plugs, kind of same thing. Just got to finagle my way through here, but it'll be a nice thing to have done and out of the books, and then we can pretty much move forward with everything from the top up. and get it sorted. So enough talking. I'm going to put you guys on the tripod, B-roll you guys for this section, so enjoy. Alright guys, a couple things to note I guess before going all the way through. Number one, I'm setting the plug gap to 35 thousandths, so 0.035. That's kind of in between 30 and 40 of what is typically the normal range. So these were set a little under 30. I'm going to put them back up to 35. Second life hack for you guys, find a 3/8 hose, either silicone or rubber hose, whatever you have lying around. Cut a little piece. This makes it nice and easy to install them, hand tight, and then know that they're sitting in there properly and you're not going to have a chance of stripping the threads. So yeah, going in. Alright guys, camera died somewhere in the last clip, so wherever we left off, those are all done. I accidentally did closer to like 33 Newton meters, just miscalculating on my foot pounds, so it's not a big deal. I just tested out kind of the difference of feel, and it's really not much, so I will just do the other side to the same. I know it's a little over spec, but don't yell at me. Now I am going to start on this side. This is going to be a little more cumbersome. Got the AC line in the way. Honestly, I would rather this car not have AC at all, but hopefully it works okay. I haven't really tested it out, but it's going to be a little bit of a pain to get to things on this side, but we'll make it work. Not going to time lapse you guys on this side. I'll just catch you once I'm done. Alright guys, well that was kind of a debacle. I went back through and re-torqued those to the correct spec. It was going to bother me if I didn't have them at the correct spec, even though I know it was probably only a difference of like maybe 7 to 8 Newton meters, so yeah, just give or take. But honestly, it didn't feel too off when I compared them, but I just left them at the proper torque. So just finished up the first one on this side. I was moving on to the second, I believe, but I think I'm out of time right now. We're going to run somewhere, so I will catch you guys in a little while. All right, remember when I said I had to go? I got more time, guys. Let's go for this B-roll time. Guys, ready for a surprise? Sorry I didn't tell you, but I decided to put the valve covers on. Figure why not? Got everything we need done. That's easier with them off. So one thing, I think I'm gonna go to the hardware store tomorrow and pick out some fresh bolts. I'm not sure yet, but I feel like with the silver versus the black, it kind of makes everything look dirtier. The black makes everything look cleaner, so I kind of want to do some stainless hardware on here, and you know, if I pick some stuff out, I can always put it on the C55 as well later. If not, no big deal, I'll keep chugging along. But I think that is where we're going to close it out, guys. I feel like I got done quite a bit in this video, but wasn't as much as I necessarily wanted to. But now that like this cumbersome stuff, you know, belt wise and all that stuff is good, I think things are going to be going a lot quicker on this side. I need to mount the catch can, need to obviously install surge tanks and throttle body, but like I said, that fuel injector tester is coming soon, so I don't really want to throw the surge tanks on yet, because I'd like to pull the injectors out and test them so that we have a baseline of where to go with them. But wiring, cowl, all that stuff can get tidy back up. Bracket for the catch can itself, the lines are pretty much already routed. I just need to change one of the fittings to a Y and then a return to the throttle body, which is already there, so that should be pretty quick. And then Once this side of things is done, my process is going to be battering the trunk. That should be a pretty quick job, to be honest, which is why I've been putting it off, because it doesn't take much brain power. And then the last unknown journey for me is going to be the fuel system. It'll be my first time really tearing out a fuel system in a Mercedes, and it's a new project in general with all the pieces that are going to go with it. The fuel center, the E55 fuel pumps. Need to figure out a way to clean out the socks on the E55 fuel pumps. I do have 2 sets, so I got kind of backups if I need, but yeah, we'll see where we go. But that is where we'll leave it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for everything in between, messages you guys have been sending lately. Check out the Instagram. I highly suggest you guys, if you're on Instagram, I'm not like the biggest proponent of Instagram, but if you happen to be, check out my Instagram, follow it. I always share a lot of like sneak peeks behind the scenes, just because it's a lot easier format to take quick stories or reels or, you know, stuff like that. So definitely check me out if you guys want to. It's andersen.co on Instagram, just like the website for all the merch, andersen.co. So that's it, guys. I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.